My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. When they popped over. So that's it. Let's go to what I left off on the 9th. All right. Oh my God, I'm already 30 minutes. There's this here. These are leftover tweets. Okay, a new Netflix docuseries out today on the life of pedophile monster Jimmy Savile revealed that in 1989, long before his decades of abuse were known to the world, Prince Charles turned to the TV personality for help with the royal family's public relation. Are you kidding me? I watched the documentary over the weekend. I saw it. It was very sick. Pretend that he's helping. Don't get me wrong. He did some good things, but that good things was to create a facade, okay, to get to those children, okay, do those hospital and all of that. And this is what I said. Sometimes there are some good journalists in the UK where if it wasn't for them, we will not know all of this. They're pressing on it. For a woman like this, never married, not that I'm aware of. I was getting up while I was watching it. They didn't say he married, but they didn't see him with any woman. So they were asking questions, what's going on? He walk around with his van. There's a bed in the back of the van, and then take the kids whenever he wants. My God. Sheesh. Yeah, I did watch the docuseries. All right. And then Charles, on the other hand, what the hell is wrong with this guy? He can never seem to be taking advice from people with decency. Always the wrong. My goodness. From that, what's that guy? Mountbatten. That Mountbatten thing here, I think he was aware that his own parents weren't really. He saw the opportunity, okay, on Charles, where the Queen wasn't really providing that guidance, and maybe Philip wasn't providing that also fatherly figure that he felt like Charles should need. And then at the same time, or maybe Philip, okay, these are all my humble opinion, maybe Prince Philip was being the father, but he was too tough. Because he was too tough, Mountbatten saw the opportunity to give Charles the kind of answer he wanted to hear. And at the same time, he was guiding Charles to do things that he wanted to do. Look at how he wanted Charles to marry, was it his granddaughter or something like that? What the F is this? That incest kind of thing. So they want to keep all the wealth within the family. This is why we get all those royals all over the world that pretty much related, because they want to keep the wealth to themselves. And sometimes when I think about it, and I said, thank God we have expiration date, because if we did not, these people, our lives will be living hell. It's already living hell already, because they're making things difficult for people when it really didn't have to. But can you imagine that? But anyway, I shift up completely. Let's see here. Let me finish with some of the tweet from Omid. Okay, after PR disaster from Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, Savile wrote an action plan for Charles, which he shared with the Queen, suggesting the palace create a situation room type space and hire a crisis expert in 1990. Charles even asked his pal to help with a major speech, what the hell is this? Crisis? Okay, guideline for members of, what is that? At royal family and their staff. So another word went, anyway, it's that just remind me when Megan was asking for help. Okay, all they could have, send her to a psychologist who could help them, but that thing is always like, anyway. And that also remind me where in one video Princess Diana was saying they wanted the queen to do something, and with their bureaucracy and all of that, instead of picking up the phone to call the queen, can you do certain things, they wanted to write memos, this and that, to go to different hands before it reaches the queen. And Princess Diana was like, why don't you just pick up the phone and call her and find out if she wants to do it?
So what would you say small is?
We ran the Princess Diana operation worldwide ultimately on me, 3 secretaries, and a few support staff.
And Prince Charles' staff at that time, how many people?
It was knocking over a couple of hundred, I think. Can I tell a little story?
Please.
Before they split up, Charles and Diana twice a year would have a program meeting where they would sit with their staffs and plan their diaries for the next 6 months. And this had obviously begun when the prince was a bachelor, as a kind of a get-together with his close advisors to decide what they were going to do. And it had morphed into this huge meeting. The prince's people on one side of a long table, and Diana and her people on the other. And the last couple of these meetings that we had, I can remember there was Diana and me, and maybe a lady in waiting. And there'd be maybe 20, 30, 40 people on the other side of the table. It was a stark visual reminder of what had happened to what had been previously a united household. But because we were that small, it reflected Diana's own preferences to be responsive, to react quickly to things, and she didn't like red tape. She was very good at doing her work, very disciplined, but she didn't like officialdom. So one time the Prince of Wales was debating whether or not to do a particular engagement, and he wondered if his mother might do it instead, and his private secretary said, well, I will write a memo to the Queen's private secretary. And Diana leaned across the table and said, there's a telephone over there, why don't you pick it up and ask her yourself? And he did, like a man in a date. And he went to the telephone, he picked it up, he got put through to the Queen. The Queen said, yes, of course I'll do it. And he came and sat back at the table and looked at Diana as if she was some sort of a miracle worker, because everything else was a wonderful British bureaucracy. Diana knew how to cut through it to get what was required.
This kind of thing here. Why do they need to do all of that? All they needed to do is have one specific a firm, a doctor or something like that. They probably do. These are the ones who do things that they say, like a psychologist. Okay, they call them and say, okay, we have a crisis here, come and talk to them and stuff like that. And then those doctors need to hold their ethical practice in check, not to do what the royals want them to do. Okay, you're there to represent your field of studies. Okay, I hope I make sense with that. But anyway, they don't need to go through all those bureaucracy, and this is why they have all these people. Majority of them probably don't even do anything in one day. It's just papers. Okay, one person writes something on a paper, and then it changed from one hand to the next, and you have a whole bunch of people who does absolutely nothing. And this is why they didn't like Meghan, because Meghan make them work. They didn't like her. But anyway, these are all the things that came to mind with this. Okay. The series tells the story of how the once popular TV host befriended some of the most influential people in Britain, from Margaret Thatcher to Prince Charles to the Beatles, before he was exposed for abusing hundreds of children, adults, and the dead. Okay, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I did see it, but that so much to say here.
Big question I get asked is, when did it all start and why?
You know what? I'm not gonna play it all because it's on Netflix. I don't want to get flagged for this. It's on Netflix. All right, go watch it. And what is it? In one of his TV shows where kids will send him letters to ask him to make their wish come true, and he will. It's to that. It's to that he get sympathy for people, and then people let their guard down. Let their guard down. And then the thing with the royal family, they like to associate themselves with people who's getting praise. Okay, and then you would have thought, even though when they know someone is doing bad things, instead of distancing themselves and make matters straight in the situation, but instead they shove it under the rug. Shove it under the rug because they don't want to hear negative cries from the public and all of that. And all this is boiling in to, at some point, people's gonna burst. Maybe there are some people in the UK. I know majority of time I'm saying the UK is infested with pedos and people with unethical, but there are some good people. But eventually eyes will be open. So it's gonna boil. People are upset. At some point, people will not give a damn, and then they're gonna burst. And these are the things that when Charles and the people who's on top, when they see the wrong, they should put a stop to it, not to shove it under the rug. All right, let's read some of the comment here. Okay, us kids all knew something was wrong with him. Everyone knew he was just protected by the establishment and media, the same one that tormented Meghan Markle and have Andrew and Charles a free pass. Yeah, that is that. Yeah, let's see here. Lord, blaming media relation. Royal Dickey, who officially handled media relation for the Charles and Diana Prince while assisting press secretary to the Queen between 1988 and 2000, says Seville used to rub his lips up the arms of Charles's young female assistant as a greeting. And you know what it was said about it? Many of these people who were being abused by Seville, none of them said anything because they felt like people will not listen to them because of the guy's position. And this is why I've said this before. This is not the first time. I really respect and admire, what's her name? Virginia Giuffre. It took a lot. It took a lot to get to the point where she got. Okay, you see how even after she filed her claim, the guy went on TV, and then after that just smearing her name and all of that, and she persists and stick to her truth. And I hope a lot of people could learn from that, young people. And the other thing is, when things like that is happening to you, someone is touching you where without your consent, your body is yours to control. Okay, you protect it as much as you can. Okay, all the time, 24/7. When you tell somebody is forcing themselves on you, not only you do your best to protect yourself, and then if you do get out of the situation, don't be ashamed of what just happened to you. Yes, it's very scary. Okay, you need to tell it to somebody, because you talking to somebody of your experience might save many other young people. This is very crucial, because many of these kids that Seville had molested, none of them said anything because they were in a situation where they needed help in the first place, and they were how will I call this, when they don't have money, their parents are poor and all of this, people will not trust them and all of that, so they felt like their voice did not matter. People will just shove it under the rug. Okay, so I don't know how, but I'm not saying to risk your life to go just blab it out. Think about it, find a way to speak to a trusted person to get the word out, because your experience, you who did not approve of someone touching you, okay, is evidence enough to say, I want to save somebody else. Because if they could do it to you, they'll do it to the next person and the next and the next. This is what I mean by that. All right, let's read some more. Okay, how much longer are we supposed to pretend that this family are really connected to all these disgusting people by pure coincidence? They've got a whole military, MI5, and MI6 and Met Police at their disposal. Background checks are usually done for those attending engagement, and yet, birds of a feather. Yeah. Okay, thank God Diana said nope, he's not going to be Harry's godfather. Charles is pathetic. Oh, did he ask for this guy to be Harry's godfather? Are you effing kidding me? This is crazy. This is news to me. I didn't know. I'm telling you, sometimes when you read those comments, you learn something. I didn't know about that. I'll check it later in another time. Several people knew, they just chose to look the other way, and the victims and the whistleblowers weren't listened to. The huge multi-institution cover-up implicated the BBC, journalists, the Thatcher's government, hospitals, prison, the royal family, and their staff. Yep. Okay, he turned to him for PR help. There should eventually be a docuseries on the royal family, proximity to pedophiles, including another close friend to Prince Charles, Bishop Ball. What of Mountbatten and his close relationship to Charles? Why are 72 teddy bear and Andrew's bed? Think. My goodness. Wow. That karma bus is coming for the Windsors thick and fast. The only one coming out unscattered is Billy and the Wady wife. Okay, they are all monsters. Charles knew who Seville was. The royal family understood these monsters because they are the same, allegedly. She put it in uppercase, allegedly. Okay, Lord of mercy. The House of Windsor can never catch a break. Just one scandal after another. I love it. This is getting good. Okay, so before anyone knew. What is that? Okay, highly unlikely. I never understood how Charles plus others were taken in by this monster. The rumors were rife even in the 70s when I was a kid. Lot of stuff from people we knew who were nurses, police, or their relatives. Example, and Lee, he gave everyone the absolute creeps even then. Okay, I never understood. Okay, I just read that. Sam, I grew up then too, and we all knew people were trying to blow the whistle then, but he was protected. Awful, just awful. Bird of a feather. My goodness. So people knew, but yet, jeez. Then Uncle Dickie make sure he got to wear the green beret. What the hell is this now? Okay, the papers from 2009 police quiz were released last week following 7-month battle by the Daily Star Sunday. But the 26 pages, which exposed the evil pervert as a bully and a liar, came with 96 redaction crossing out. Today, we can reveal the documents have been vetted by Buckingham Palace and that the serial sex attackers' royal connection were removed. Jeez. One reference Seville made about a cousin of the Queen was included in an internal police report released in January. This is what I mean sometimes. With so many things that's going on, because the police and everybody is part of it, it will have to take one decent person who make copy of everything, and save it somewhere until there is someone of ethical that could come out and really do something about it. But right now, we will never know the truth because all of them are corrupt. All right, today we can reveal the documents have been vetted by Buckingham Palace and that the serious sex attackers' royal connection were removed. One reference Seville made about a cousin of the Queen was included in an internal police report released in January. But on Tuesday, when Surrey Police published the interview transcript, there was no mention of her. Wow. Other references to the royalty were also seemingly erased, and during our fight to obtain the record, police let slip Buckingham Palace's involvement. Wow. Tony Smith, the Forces Information Access Manager, made the reference as he explained why it was taking so long to release the documents. He told us that as well as going to senior police chief outside the force, the papers have gone, quote, to Buckingham Palace to consider because they are mentioned in it. That's it slipped out. Of course they're gonna remove their name from it. Jeez, this is the thing. They're doing their nonsense, yet they want people to praise them. How could you praise people who's everything negative? They're somewhere in it. I don't understand this. Okay, tomorrow's publication of a book claiming Lord Mountbatten was a pedophile will make an easy reading for Prince Charles, but less well known in Mountbatten enthusiasm for Jimmy Savile, bringing him into the heart of the royal family. Savile even smuggled a young girl into a Buckingham Palace reception to meet Prince Philip. As a colonel commander of the Royal Marines in 1966, Mountbatten facilitated Savile's award of the coveted Green Beret. Charles then, in his early 20s, was dazzled. One royal was immune to Savile's charm, the Queen. A proposed Savile, he was buried with his Green Beret and uniform. Royal Marine bore his coffin. When he was exposed as a pedophile, the military expunged his memory, removing memorabilia at their Limestone headquarters in Devon and renaming the Savile Room. What is it in that document? They said that they removed the headstone. What did he say? He wanted in his headstone, it was good while it lasts, something like that, and they removed it completely. My goodness, this is some freaking scary looking face here. Okay, after this, let me go to the next tweet. Look at the Royal Rat Coordinate effort. Their narrative is Savile fooled every last one of them, including the royals. The thing is, Savile was knighted. Okay, the thing is, Savile was knighted, and when all of his sordid detail came out, even after death, the institution never removed his knighthood, citing that it dies with him. Okay, contributing writers Angela Levine was warned about Jimmy Savile assaulting children, yet apparently said and did nothing to protect more children from suffering. You know, these people are all baggage for God. Baggage for God. Let's go to the next tweet. This is the thing here. They know. My God. Is it money that really blinds these people? How much money can they have to actually be satisfied? While so many young people are tormented. Next tweet. Okay, I think this is gonna go to APU Team Sussex, because I haven't really put much out there on that channel. Okay, Prince Charles' letters reveal he asked pedophile Jimmy Savile to advise royals after series of PR disaster. Rad McPhee. Okay, there's a lot of articles in here. Prince Charles wasn't parented as a child and did spend enough. Okay, let's see here. Let's start from there. That's another archive. Prince Charles' letter reveal he asked pedophile Jimmy Savile to advise. Okay, Jimmy Savile, the man behind Britain's horrific sex abuse scandal. Alright, that's from Netflix.com. Okay, Jimmy Savile penned a 5-page crisis management dossier at the request of Prince Charles after a series of gaffes, including a foot and mouth moment for Prince Andrew at Lackerby. Newly released letter unearthed by Netflix reveal. Oh my goodness. The Prince of Wales lavished praise on the predatory pedophiles' straightforward common sense and asked him for advice on improving speeches and helping him with public visits to charities. How did Harry get out of there? How did Harry get out of there? The man that he became. Oh my Lord, how many other young kids who's infested in there? Oh, Jesus Christ. Charles also asked Savile, who was knighted in 1990, to advise his sister-in-law, Sarah, the Duchess of York, and her gaff-born husband, Prince Andrew. Okay, so they probably... All I'm saying here, knowing what we know now with the York family, is how they're into some nonsense. It's just to intertwine them into nonsense, to take blame for them. Okay, from the archive, a blessing in disguise, giving who Charles was or is friends with. Quote, Charles is a workaholic and wouldn't take time off to spend days with William and Harry's as children. Okay, this one I'll read. Let me click on it. I'll come back to it. Yeah, I'll come back to it. Hopefully I could see it. Okay, thank you to Maria for pointing this out. Prince Charles wanted Jimmy Savile to be Prince Harry's godfather. There's another one. Godfather, it has been claimed. Prince, okay. Okay, I'll click this one. I'm not gonna read, but I'll leave it for you guys to see. Oh shit, this one is small. This one is very small. I can't see it. I'm just gonna leave these for you guys to check yourself. It's very small. Okay, this is the other thing. As we know, Harry grew up, and this is what I'm saying. He knows the family history. He knows the skeleton. So for his and Meg's haters to act like Harry living a toxic situation is ridiculous, because it isn't toxic, as if they will know. They don't know, but he does. This is what I keep on saying too. How in the name Harry became the man that he is, and he felt it was better for his kids to get out of there. There is one thing and one picture I saw of Harry, and I wanted to say something, and because I don't have proof. I do not have proof, and I zip my mouth. Occasionally I think about it, but I will never say it. Okay, it is alleged Chuck wants Seville to be Harry's godfather. Princess Diana put her foot down and told him to bugger off with his sick idea. Shit, I'm telling you, they thought, this is the thing here, they thought they would be able to take advantage of Princess Diana because she was young, virgin, and experienced and all of that. It's one of the toughest opponents they ever had, until they had to take her out. My God, I hope she's doing her thing, and wherever she's at in the afterlife, to protect her son, because her son still needed. The son that I'm talking about is Harry and his family, because the other brother already chose a side. My God, there's more. What is that? Thank you. Guardian 2012, Independence 2016, Daily Mail 2022. Never forget Mountbatten and his allegations. So this is where she get all her information, the archive, before they all go disappear. This is what the squad do now. Okay, let's see here. This is very in-depth thread. Seville and government royal connection he had. Thatcher was Seville close friend. She spent 11 new years with him, made 5 attempts to knight Seville knowing of allegation against Seville in 1983, appointed him to head a task force to run Broadmoor in 1988. Please click. Oh my, I don't want to know in there. 3 princes, 3 pedos, what are odds? Wow, wow, wow. Baggage for God. The future king of England entangled with sex abusers. Brother of Prince Andrew, friend of the late Jeffrey Epstein, a pervert. Charles, the nephew of Lord Mountbatten, also an accused pervert. This is too much. Okay, it is truly disgusting. All right, let's move on to the next one. I didn't know this was gonna be that way. It was since Saturday, I think. Oh my God, this is crazy. Is that the one I just did? Prince Charles. Okay, next tweet. Okay, oh my God, I think I may not go over all of them because this is too much for me. Netflix documentary A British Horror Story revealed Jimmy Savile took on a role as an official advisor to Prince Charles and correspondent spanning a 20-year period. Charles trusted Savile with the future of the monarchy. Oh my God, can we ever trust him as head of state? Let's see here. Even the accuser of Prince Charles' close friendship with pedophiles paint him as a gullible and easy manipulated person. The kind of person that should never be a head of state. Wow. I feel like I read this before. Abolish the monarchy, let's build a modern democracy. That's what I'm telling you, everywhere around the world, that's what we need. Because these people have been in power and position of privilege. They're keeping people, even as we think we have a democracy, certain places, but no, they all form that grip, iron grip on people. I don't know why. They're not gonna live forever. Don't forget this strong defense of Bishop Ball after Ball admitted to the crime, even threatened the victim who later committed suicide. I read this in another video. Okay, yes, I remember. They are dying breed, useless, pointless, and unnecessary. Think of the money that could be saved. Okay, a republic will cost you more. This is just excuse. Why don't we just experience it and find a way to make it better? Because these people are taking millions, and there's tons of people who's in poverty. So try something different. Okay? A republic will cost you more for a start. Where is the 1.8 billion annual revenue going to come from? Then, but you can't keep on doing the same thing over and over and then expect different results. You have to try something different, because right now they're not doing anything. Instead, they're using their privilege to manipulate your kids. Okay? So I'd rather try something different. Look at Harry. He's been in that institution all his life.
That I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life. I was born into this life.
Okay, now he decided to step away to try something different.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option.
I spoke about it, where he decided to leave the royal family gate and take a leap of faith to try something different. There, his life is much better. The only thing that bothers him is the people he left behind.
What I want to make clear is we're not walking away, and we certainly aren't walking away from you.
Because he's doing so much better, they're trying to make his life a living hell. But besides that, outside of the royal family, he's doing pretty good.
That I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
Okay, so this, you could use Harry's experience as a form of, I guess, as an example. Okay, he lived all his life and he wanted something different. He tried, and there he is. He's doing much better without the taxpayers' money on top of it.
Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to.
Alright, so they're making fun of him, or that he's using his titles, privileges, he's making money, this and that, whatever.
When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force.
Because people need to make money to survive. Okay, nothing is free. I'm moving on. Let's see here. Okay, once I reach 1 hour, I'm not gonna do a prayer on this. I don't know how. I guess a prayer for children. All right, let's see here. Pedophile Jimmy Savile wrote a PR handbook for the royal family and regularly gave advice to Prince Charles, a Netflix documentary has revealed. Said the maintenance of the royal family hinged on PR to promote performative benevolence and to muddy the waters on devastating deviancy. All right, okay, so Jimmy Savile wrote a book on PR. What about it? Okay, article attack Meghan and Harry to divert and 65421. Okay, it's already out. All right, so there's more, but I'm done with this. This is too much for me. This is too much for me. I want to move on to another. I have more, but I want to move on to something else. Let's do a prayer. I guess prayer for children. That's all that came to mind. Prayer for children. This is too much. Too much, too much. Okay, Heavenly Father, may my child not fear, for you are with them. As I place my children in your mighty, loving hands, give me peace, knowing that you are right by their side. Please replace their fear with the strength and courage to face whatever the day brings. Give my children a real sense that Jesus is with them. Yeah, because these adults have experienced so much, and they're inflicting their bad behavior onto kids. Let's do this one because I see all those kids here. Let's see here. A parent's prayer. Thank you for my children's Lord. I know they are a gift from you. I need your strength and wisdom daily to train them in the way they should go. Give me patience and a joyful heart. Let me be an example of your love and forgiveness. Thank you, Father, for the honor of being a parent. Amen. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to help support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Whew, there's more on the Seville thing, but that's enough for me. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.